You walk into a room and trip slightly over the doorstep. Nobody saw it, or maybe one person glanced over. But for the next 20 minutes, your brain is running a highlight reel of that moment on repeat and convincing you that everyone in the room is still thinking about it. They are not. They have already forgotten. Most of them never noticed at all. But your brain cannot accept that, because your brain is running one of its oldest and most persistent miscalibrations. The spotlight effect. The belief that other people are paying far more attention to you than they actually are. It feels like a spotlight is following you through every room you enter, every stumble, every awkward pause, every bad hair day, every wrong thing you said 3 minutes ago that you cannot stop replaying. The spotlight feels completely real. But the research reveals something that should genuinely change how you move through the world. In the late 1990s, psychologist Thomas Gilovich ran a now famous study at Cornell University. He had participants wear a t-shirt featuring a large image of Barry Manilow, a choice specifically selected because students rated it as embarrassing to be seen in. Each participant entered a room of other students, stayed briefly, then left. Afterward, Gilovich asked the wearers to estimate how many people in the room had noticed the shirt. The wearers guessed around 50%. The actual number was 23%, less than half of what participants assumed, and the people who did notice had mostly already forgotten the detail within minutes. The gap between how observed we feel and how observed we actually are is not small. It is not a slight overestimation. It is roughly double, consistently, across cultures, ages, and contexts. So why does the brain do this? The answer comes down to one simple problem. You are the only person in your own head. You experience your own thoughts, your own embarrassments, your own anxious replays, constantly and in full detail. And because that experience is so vivid and so present for you, your brain assumes it must be equally visible to everyone around you. Psychologists call this the illusion of transparency, the mistaken sense that your internal experience is leaking outward and being read by others. It is not. People around you are far too occupied with their own internal experience to be cataloging yours. Every person in that room is their own main character, running their own highlight reel, worried about their own stumble at the door. The spotlight is not actually on you. It never was. But knowing this is not enough. Because the spotlight effect does not just affect how embarrassed you feel in a room, it quietly shapes far larger decisions. Whether you speak up in a meeting, whether you try something new in public, whether you allow yourself to be a beginner at something where others might observe you failing. Every time the spotlight effect fires, it inflates the imagined cost of being seen. And that inflated cost keeps people smaller than they need to be. The research solution is simple in theory. Redirect attention outward. Notice how little you are actually tracking about the people around you. The person who tripped at the door, the one with the stain on their shirt, the one who stumbled over their words. You barely registered any of it, and neither did they register yours. The spotlight was never following you. You built it yourself. If this changed how you walk into a room, subscribe to Human Archives. You were never as visible as you thought.